Do you understand English better when you hear it in a real conversation first?
That's exactly how our lessons are built.
We don't just give you vocabulary. First, we give you a real dialogue so you can hear the topic naturally.
Then we come back and explain the most useful phrases step by step, so the English feels clearer and easier to use.
So, in today's lesson, we're going to help you talk about days out in English. Now, let's get into the conversation. Hi, Daniel. Today's topic is a nice one because it feels light, practical, and very real.
Hi, Eva. Yes, definitely. And it's something people talk about all the time, especially in casual conversation.
Exactly right. Today we're talking about days out, how to speak in English about going somewhere for the day, spending time outside the house, and doing something enjoyable.
That's such a useful topic because people often ask things like, what did you do at the weekend? Did you go anywhere nice? Have you got any plans for the weekend? What's a good place for a day out?
Yes, and a lot of learners know the words, but they don't always know how to speak about it naturally. So let's start simple. When you hear the phrase, a day out, what does it mean to you?
To me, a day out means leaving home for the day to do something enjoyable, relaxing, or interesting. It doesn't have to be expensive or complicated. It could be a trip to the seaside, a walk in the countryside, a visit to a nearby town, or even just a nice afternoon somewhere different.
That's such a good explanation. So it's not necessarily a holiday, it's more like a small trip or outing.
Exactly. It's something lighter and simpler than a holiday, but more special than just staying at home all day.
That makes a lot of sense. Do you like days out?
Yes, I do actually. I think they're one of the nicest ways to break up routine without needing a huge amount of planning. Sometimes just getting out of your usual environment for a few hours makes a big difference.
That's so true. Do you prefer planned days out or more spontaneous ones?
A bit of both, really. I like having some kind of idea because that makes the day feel smoother, but I don't want it to feel too rigid. I think the best days out usually have a plan, but still leave space to be flexible.
That's such a natural answer. So maybe you know where you're going, but not every detail of the day.
If everything is too fixed, the day can start to feel more like a schedule than an outing.
That makes complete sense. So what kind of days out do you usually enjoy most?
I think I enjoy places where you can walk around, explore a little, eat something nice, and not feel too rushed. A seaside town is a good example, or a nice market town, or somewhere with a park, cafés, and maybe a few interesting shops.
So for you, a good day out is not only about one big activity, it's about the whole feeling of the day.
Yes, definitely. I think atmosphere matters a lot. If the place feels pleasant, easy to move around, and not too stressful, the whole day feels better.
That's such a good point. What about very active days out, like amusement parks or packed city trips? Do you enjoy those too?
Sometimes, but it depends on my mood. If I'm in the right mood, they can be great. But I think most of the time I prefer something a little calmer. Too much noise, too many people, or too much rushing around can make the day feel more tiring than enjoyable.
That makes a lot of sense. So what would be your ideal day out?
Probably something fairly simple. Maybe driving somewhere nice in the morning, having coffee when I arrive, walking around for a while, seeing something interesting, having lunch somewhere good, and then just enjoying the day without feeling pressure to do too much.
That sounds really lovely. And I think that answer sounds very natural too.
Yes, because it's simple, descriptive, and honest.
Exactly. And that's what learners need, natural, speakable English, not something too formal. Okay, now let's look at the key phrases from the dialogue and see how to talk about days out in English more naturally.
Yes, because this topic is not only about places, it's also about atmosphere, plans, preferences, and how the day feels.
Let's start with the basic idea itself. If you want to explain what a day out is, you can describe it as a short, enjoyable trip or outing for the day.
Very useful phrases are a day out, A nice day out. A lovely day out. A good place for a day out. We're planning a day out this weekend. We just wanted to get out of the house for the day. These are very natural and very common.
They come up a lot in everyday conversation. Then, when you want to talk about the kind of day out you enjoy, it helps to use simple descriptive phrases like these. I like days out that feel relaxed. I prefer somewhere calm. I like places where you can walk around. I enjoy a change of scene. I don't want the day to feel rushed. I like having some flexibility.
These are very useful because they describe the feeling of the day, not only the activity.
And that makes your English sound much more real. Another very natural part of this topic is talking about what people actually do on a day out.
Useful phrases here include go for a walk, walk around a town, go to the beach, visit a museum, stop for lunch, sit in a cafe, have coffee somewhere nice, go shopping, visit a market, enjoy the day.
These are very simple but very practical.
Yes, and simple English is exactly what works best here.
Of course, when people talk about days out, they often talk about plans too.
So these phrases are really useful. We're thinking of going somewhere this weekend. Have you got anything in mind? Where are you thinking of going? What kind of place do you fancy? Do you want somewhere relaxing or somewhere more lively? We haven't decided yet. It depends on the weather.
These are great for real conversation, especially if you're making plans with someone. Weather is another important part of this topic because it often changes the whole plan.
Weather changes everything. If it's sunny, I'd rather be outside. If the weather is bad, I want indoor options too. What's the weather supposed to be like? I don't want the whole day to depend on perfect weather.
These make the English sound much more realistic.
Yes, because people really do talk like this.
Another very natural thing to talk about is company, who you go with and what kind of people are good for a day out.
Useful phrases here are, I usually go with other people. A day out feels better with good company. I like going with easygoing people. The place matters less than the company sometimes. A simple place can feel lovely with the right person.
That's such a natural part of the topic. And when you want to summarize what makes a good day out, phrases like these are really useful. It should feel like a change of rhythm. I don't want it to feel like hard work. A good day out needs enough time and flexibility. It doesn't need to be expensive. It's more about the quality of the day than the size of the plan.
These are very strong, natural phrases.
Yes, definitely. So, if we bring the key language together, some of the most useful phrases from today's lesson are a day out, a lovely day out, a good place for a day out, get out of the house for the day, go for a walk around a town, stop for lunch. Have you got anything in mind? What kind of place do you fancy? It depends on the weather. I don't want the day to feel rushed. A change of scene, a change of rhythm. It doesn't need to be expensive. It's more about the quality of the day.
That's a really strong set of phrases.
Yes, and they're all very usable in real English. And now, let's put everything together into one natural answer. I really enjoy days out, especially when they feel relaxed and not too rushed. I like places where you can walk around, have something nice to eat, and enjoy a change of scene. For me, a good day out doesn't need to be expensive. It's more about the feeling of the day. If the weather is nice, I usually prefer somewhere outdoors. Overall, I think the best days out are simple, flexible, and easy to enjoy.
That sounds clear, natural, and very easy to use.
You're absolutely right. So, as you can see, talking about days out in English is not about difficult grammar.
It's about simple, natural phrases that help you talk about plans, places, atmosphere, and what kind of day you enjoy.
Exactly. And that's what makes your English sound more natural, more relaxed, and more real.
And if you enjoy lessons like this, don't forget to subscribe.
It really helps the channel grow and reach more people.
And it helps more learners practice real, natural English.
So subscribe, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next lesson.
Bye.